Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Fantasy Fellow Show. Tonight, I'm just going to hop in real quick and show you guys some waiver wire targets for what week are we on? I think it's week 13. Week 13, I think that's correct so far. 12 weeks have gone through the NBA season already. But before I get into that, I just want to go to hashtag basketball real quick. We're going to pull up the advanced schedule grid for you guys. And yes, week 13, let's go ahead and filter the amount of games. The Lakers only playing 2 games this week, so I probably would stay away from those guys unless you just need someone for a night. But for rest of the week pickups, there's a handful of teams that do have 4 games here. So I would probably lean in towards getting these players on your team. Again, they have 4 games this week. I guess Boston Celtics, Brooklyn Nets, Chicago Bulls, the Cavs, the Nuggets, the Pistons, the Warriors, the Rockets, the Sixers, the Kings, and the Spurs. So these would be my leading candidates here. If you're watching this on Monday evening, you can still add some of these guys. Please do so. Otherwise, it looks like there's 4 teams that have 4 games from Tuesday to Sunday. That's going to be Chicago, Denver, Detroit, and Golden State. So those 4 teams would also be pretty good to qualify as well. So let's go ahead and get into it. We'll hit our filters here. I'm just using the ESPN filter here. I hit add players, and then I just filtered to all of them. The first thing I want to do here is I want to go ahead and hit the plus minus, see who's leading the boards here for the best added players. And then I'm going to go ahead and filter by the last 7 days. I just want to see how many points per game these guys are averaging. So we're looking at Anfernee Simons here. Simons, 41.4 total points per game here. He's got a 17.6 plus addition differential here. Let's click on him and see what we can do. He's not available in my league here, so I'm not going to click on him. But this is a player here who, over the last 4 games, massive minutes, no less than 34 minutes per game. The scoring has been pretty good here, pretty good assist as well. Turnovers low enough here, but the points been accumulating here. So we're not sure how long Damian Lillard's going to be out here, but it looks like Simons here has some run for now. And do they make the list of teams here? They do not make the list of teams that have 4 games here. They only have 3. They play Monday and then they're off until Thursday. So I don't know if I love it. Maybe just for tonight. We'll see here. Malik Monk coming in at number 2. He's 12.9%. Addition here, 35.7% or 35.7 points per game over the last 7 days. But again, the Lakers only have 2 games this week, so I'm not sure I'm in love with it. He has been playing well. His minutes kind of took a downturn the other night here, but he had been playing really well for a stretch of 8 games here. Really good scorer, and he kind of just pitches in, seldomly with the other categories here. So if you need points, Malik Monk is a good candidate here. Herbert Jones, 9.5% up over the last 7 days, averaging about 30 points per game. Let's take a look at what he's been up to. The minutes have been really nice for him, going back almost a full month calendar here, and you can see his fantasy points. He's been averaging quite a bit of points here as well. He's a pretty consistent rebounder, good for 5 or 6 rebounds here, really pesky with the steals too, and the block. So this is a defensive player here who can contribute double-digit points. Pretty good ad here, only 15.5% rostered, and looking pretty good here. The Pelicans, let me see what the Pelicans are at. Pelicans just have 3 games this week. They play Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So I don't really know if I love it, but again, he's a player that could have some value going forward. Josh Giddy coming in here at number 4, 55.7% rostered. So I'm not sure he's widely available, but if you do play in 8 or 10-man leagues, there is a small chance here. And we've seen him play before. We've been monitoring him all season. He's kind of a triple-double flirt for the most part here. He's been pretty healthy for the most part this year too, besides the few games that he missed here. So he's a really good player that needs to be added pretty much in all formats. We have the backup center for the Miami Heat, Omer Yurtseven. He is about 16.2% rostered here and averaging a lot of points per game, 39.3 points per game over the last few nights. And a lot of this hinges on the health of Bam Adebayo. But man, he's been on a run ever since about mid-December. He's just been playing a lot of minutes, over 30 minutes basically in the last 7-8 games. Look at the rebounding category, though. He's had how many games here of double-digit rebounds, just a massive presence on the glass. And then he had a career-high 8 assists the other night, too. So this is a player, 16.2%, rostered. Even if Bam comes back, there's a chance Omer should have a good opportunity to continue with fantasy points, or at least put up 20 to 25 fantasy points per game. So add Omer for sure. So we're looking at the top 5 guys here. Lance Stevenson's been on a run as well here. He's been pretty hot lately. The 55-point fantasy point game the other night. I'm not sure about his longevity. He was with Atlanta for the most part of this stretch here, and then the the Pacers were able to get him for a 10-day contract. So I'm not sure. I'm assuming they're going to give him a contract at some point. So he's kind of just a hot hand right now. The Pacers, they only play 3 games this week, but they play Monday and Wednesday. So if you need someone for tonight or Wednesday, and I guess Friday too, you can get 3 games out of 5 days over the next couple days with Lance Stevenson. Kyrie Irving, I'm still not sure, how consistent he's going to play. He's only played 1 game. These road games, that's where you're going to get him. So looks like the Brooklyn Nets, they have 1-2 road games here. But again, Kyrie Irving widely rostered in most leagues, not going to really matter there. Brandon Clark triggers the list here. He's averaging about 31.9 points per game over the last few days. Not sure what happened in last night's game here, but still put up 25.75 points. Pretty solid player. In 10 and 12-man leagues, I think you're looking at a guy here that can be at the end of your bench. Good rebounder and pretty smart presence in the assists and the steals and the blocks, though. That's been what's been abundant this season. 35.9% rostered here. This is a guy that probably needs to be picked up in 10 and 12-man leagues. Memphis, let's see here. Memphis has 3 games this week. They do have a back-to-back Thursday and Friday. So if you can add him for Tuesday, you're going to get him for Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. That's 3 games in 4 days. So I do like Brandon Clark as a pickup here. You got Daniel Gafford averaging about 30 points over the last 7 days, only about 29.6% rostered, and just super steady. He's not going to wow you or anything, but he can flirt with the double-double most nights. Look at the block column, though. So if you need defensive stats, blocks are his. He can steal every now and then and assist every now and then too. But points, rebounds, and blocks, that is what Gafford does best. His minutes have been pretty steady, going back here for all these numbers. So I do like Daniel Gafford. The Wizards, only 3 games this week, but they play Tuesday night and Wednesday night. So you get a back-to-back there with Daniel Gafford, again, under 30% rostered here. Kobe White, now he tripped the censors. He's only averaging 23.3 points per game over the last 7 days. But look at his minutes. They're kind of downtrending here, but just over the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks here, he's been playing a lot of minutes. He's got a couple bad games here of 10 and 12 points, but in 10 and 12-man leagues, like this could easily be one of the worst players on your bench, and you're happy with it. And then the bonus is you're going to get Chicago. They have 4 games in 5 days. Detroit on Tuesday night, then they get Wednesday night, they get Brooklyn, Golden State Friday, and Boston Saturday. So you're getting a run of 4 games in 5 days here. I really like adding Chicago Bulls players, and I suppose Kobe White's going to be at the top of the list. Another guy here who's really widely owned, it's Klay Thompson. If he's available in your league, go ahead and check him out. We do have Terrence Ross here as well. Only 8% rostered for Terrence Ross. In the last 5 games here, he's been playing really well. 10 and 12-man leagues, he needs to be rostered. He's been averaging about just over 30 minutes per game. He went off the other night for 32 points. Not going to help you much in rebounds and assists, but he'll pitch in, randomly on some nights here. So I do like Terrence Ross quite a bit. Looking at the Orlando Magic schedule here, they have 3 games in 4 days starting Wednesday through Saturday here. So again, 3 games in 4 days. Maybe pick them up on Tuesday night, see what happens. That's a good player to take a peek at real quick. I'm going to go ahead and filter this by average now and see if we can get some of the top filter guys to come through. And of course, Nikola Jokic not going to be available. So I'm going to look at the percent rostered column and just kind of keep working my way down until we find some guys here that stick out. Kyle Anderson, 17.2% rostered. He put up 45.5 fantasy points the other night. 14.7 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, just filling the entire column. Before he was on the COVID list here, he hadn't been playing the best. He kind of had a low floor point here, but before that, he was playing pretty well. So this is a guy that probably could be, on and off your rosters. Only 17.2%. And again, Memphis has a stretch of 3 games in 4 days, starting Tuesday through Saturday. So you could get, at least maybe 50, 60 points out of Anderson and hopefully then some. And again, with the COVID stuff right now, you're probably going to see some inflated minutes for players who are playing right now. Let me kind of continue to move down the list. Elijah Hughes, I was watching him because he kind of went off the other night for 45 fantasy points, but now he's in the health and safety protocols. That's a bummer. Let's keep it moving. We covered Simons earlier in the show. Desmond Bane should be picked up. He's 70.2% rostered, though. Jarrod Vanderbilt, this is a player that I've held for quite some time this season. He went off last night, 21 and 19 against Houston. A guy that's going to get you about, look at these numbers the last 6 games here. He's only 14.5% guys, but about 30 minutes per game. He's going to lately his points have been up, but you know he's going to get rebounds, you know he's going to get steals and blocks, and he'll chip in the assists too. So he's a pretty safe high floor guy. He's averaging 26.3 on the season. So I like Vanderbilt kind of a lot. Looking at Minnesota's schedule this week, they're kind of spaced out. They do have 3 games here, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. So try to hold on to him if you can, but at least get him for these 2 games for sure. But Vanderbilt playing really good ball right now. There's Omer Yurtseven. Let's see, keep it moving. Patrick Beverly was put on the list here, but he's day-to-day. Ruled out for last night's game with a groin injury. He had been balling out too. He had 5 straight awesome games here. So monitor him. Put him on your watch list for sure. Keep it moving. I'll just throw out a couple more guys here. We're getting into 10 minutes on the video. Malik Monk, we covered him. Lance Stevenson, covered him. Cameron Johnson's out, but he needs to be rostered, I believe. He's been ruled out for Tuesday's game against the Raptors due to left ankle soreness. So he's not playing tonight, but this is a player that should be rostered in 10 and 12-man leagues. I think averaging only 21.6 on the season, but in 10 and 12-man leagues, you can use the extra help. So that's going to do it for tonight's video. If you guys have any players to add, please do so in the comments. I'll be doing a live show, I think Tuesday or Thursday night, maybe even both nights. So come check us out for that. Let me know if you guys have questions below. And thank you guys so much for your time. We'll see you in a future video. Peace.